The grand ballroom of the Bellevue Hotel sparkled with crystal chandeliers and flowing champagne, a testament to my mother's ability to throw the perfect charity gala. Golden light reflected off the marble floors where Silicon Valley's elite mingled, their designer outfits probably worth more than what they'd actually donate tonight. I adjusted the black apron tied around my waist, watching my sister Amanda glide through the crowd in her Valentino gown. She was doing what she did best, charming potential donors while simultaneously reminding everyone that she was Mother's perfect daughter, the successful interior designer to San Francisco's wealthiest families. Sophia. Mother's sharp voice cut through the ambient chatter. Table 7 needs fresh champagne. She barely glanced at me, already turning back to her conversation with the tech CEO's wife. Her Cartier bracelet caught the light as she gestured dismissively. Of course, Mother. I kept my voice neutral, collecting empty glasses onto my tray. My own Patek Philippe watch, worth more than this entire event would raise, remained carefully concealed under my sleeve. The waitress outfit suits you, Amanda laughed, intercepting me as I headed toward the service area. It's so appropriate for your level. She adjusted her diamond necklace, a gift from Mother for landing her latest wealthy client. I merely smiled, checking my phone discreetly. 3 missed calls from my executive team. The merger negotiations must be reaching their final stage. Still playing with your little app company? Amanda's voice dripped with false concern. You know, if you just let me introduce you to some real business people. I'm doing fine, Amanda. I slipped my phone back into my apron pocket as Mother approached, her Louboutins clicking against the marble. Sophia, this is hardly the time for texting. Mother's disapproval was palpable. If you're going to help at my gala, at least pretend to be professional. Not everyone can be as successful as Amanda, but you could try to be useful. I caught a glimpse of my reflection in the ballroom's gilded mirrors, the black serving uniform a stark contrast to the glittering gowns around me. If they only knew that my little app company had just revolutionized quantum computing security. Speaking of useful, Amanda chimed in. Mother, did you hear about the Mason contract? They're letting me redesign their entire Pack Heights mansion. She smiled triumphantly. 7 figures easily. Wonderful, darling. Mother beamed. Now that's what I call success. Sophia, pay attention. This is what applying yourself looks like. My phone vibrated again. A text from my CFO. Final paperwork ready. Quantum merger approval imminent. Still can't afford a decent car though, can you? Amanda smirked, watching me check my phone. Taking the bus to a charity gala. How embarrassing for the family. The bus is environmentally conscious, I replied mildly, knowing my electric vehicle collection sat in a private garage across town. It's not about the environment, dear, Mother sighed. It's about appearances. Do you think anyone here would take you seriously, serving drinks in last season's shoes? I don't need anyone here to take me seriously. The words slipped out before I could stop them. Mother's eyes narrowed. Clearly not, since you're not even trying to network. All these influential people and you're hiding behind a serving tray playing with your phone. My phone lit up again. My executive assistant's number. This would be the call. The timing was almost poetic. Amanda, darling, Mother turned to my sister. Why don't you introduce Sophia to the Wilsons? They're looking to renovate their tech office. Even a small project might help her find her footing. I felt the weight of my phone, knowing what news awaited. Actually, I should take this call. Now. Mother's voice rose. In the middle of serving? A waitress taking business calls, Amanda laughed. How professional. I stepped back, my phone continuing to buzz. Trust me, this is important. More important than helping your family? Mother demanded. This is exactly why you're still struggling, while Amanda. My phone's screen illuminated with the message I'd been waiting for. Ma'am, urgent. Tech merger complete. You now own 73% of Silicon Valley's biggest. I smiled, watching their champagne glasses freeze midair as they caught sight of my screen. The next few minutes would change everything. As I was saying, Mother began, but her voice trailed off as my phone started ringing again. This time I answered on speaker. Ms. Winters, my executive assistant's voice echoed clearly in the suddenly quiet space around us. The merger is complete. The press release goes live in 3 minutes. CNBC is requesting an immediate statement about your acquisition of Quantum Dynamics and its subsidiaries. Amanda's champagne glass trembled. Quantum Dynamics, the $4.2 billion tech giant. Thank you, Sarah, I replied calmly. Please inform the board I'll be available for the emergency meeting in 20 minutes. And have James bring the car around. Mother's perfectly composed face began to crack. What is this? As if on cue, the massive screens around the ballroom, installed to showcase donor contributions, flickered to life with breaking news. The CNBC ticker scrolled across the bottom. Breaking. Tech prodigy Sophia Winters acquires Quantum Dynamics in historic $4.2 billion merger. That's not possible, Amanda whispered, her designer clutch slipping from her grasp. The news anchor's voice filled the ballroom. In a stunning move that has Silicon Valley buzzing, 29-year-old Sophia Winters has just completed the largest tech merger of the year. Her quantum computing security firm, previously flying under the radar, has acquired industry leader Quantum Dynamics in a deal valued at $4.2 billion. Heads turned throughout the ballroom. The tech CEO my mother had been chatting with earlier started walking toward us, his expression a mixture of shock and recognition. My God, he said, you're that Sophia Winters? The one who developed the unhackable quantum encryption protocol. Mother's hand clutched her pearl necklace. Encryption protocol? Among other things, I replied, finally rolling up my sleeve to reveal my watch. The limited edition Patek Philippe Grand Complications. Amanda's eyes widened. She'd seen one in a magazine, knew its seven-figure price tag. My phone buzzed again. Ms. Winters, my CFO's voice came through. The Asian markets are opening. Our stock is up 73% on the merger news. The ballroom had gone completely silent. Every screen showed my company's soaring stock price, my professional headshot, the details of the merger. The serving tray in my hands now seemed like a prop in an elaborate play. But, you take the bus, Amanda stammered. You live in that tiny apartment. That tiny apartment is the penthouse of a building I own, I said quietly. The bus? I believe in sustainable transport initiatives. My company is leading the industry in green tech innovation. The tech CEO stepped forward. Ms. Winters, I had no idea. Your encryption technology is revolutionary. Our firm has been trying to schedule a meeting with you for months. Next time, don't bother going through my sister's interior design contacts, I smiled. Call my office directly. Mother's face had turned ashen. Office. As if summoned by the word, Sarah appeared at my side, my executive assistant materializing in a perfectly tailored Armani suit. Ms. Winters, your helicopter is waiting on the roof. The board is assembled for the emergency session. Helicopter. Amanda's voice cracked. One of them, I replied, untying the apron from my waist. Sarah, please ensure my family receives the full press package. They seem uninformed about my current position. Of course, ma'am. And the donation to tonight's charity. I glanced at Mother, who was still frozen in place. Match every donation made tonight. Triple it if it comes from a tech industry guest. The ballroom erupted in whispers. Mother's precious charity gala had just become my impromptu press conference. But why? Mother finally found her voice. Why didn't you tell us? I handed the serving tray to a passing waiter. Would you have believed me? You were so busy celebrating Amanda's seven-figure design contract, you never asked about my billion-dollar IP portfolio. The screens flashed with another update. Winters Quantum Security Solutions now valued at $13.8 billion after merger completion. Now if you'll excuse me, I straightened my shirt. I have a board meeting to chair. Sarah, please ensure my family has access to the full merger briefing. They might want to understand exactly what their daughter's little app company actually does. The sound of helicopter blades could be heard overhead as I turned to leave, leaving my family staring at the screens that told the story of the empire I'd built while they weren't watching. 2 weeks after the gala, I sat in my penthouse office, 60 stories above San Francisco. Floor-to-ceiling windows offered a panoramic view of the bay, the morning sun glinting off the glass and steel of buildings, several of which my company now owned. The familiar sound of my private elevator announced my family's arrival. Right on time for the meeting they'd spent days begging for. Mother entered first, her usual confidence dimmed. Amanda followed, clutching a portfolio I assumed was filled with design proposals. How quickly things had changed. No more snide remarks about bus rides or little apps. Your office is impressive, Mother managed, taking in the minimalist design, the hidden technology that powered every surface. A holographic display showed real-time data from our global operations, stock prices and merger updates. Thank you. Please sit. I gestured to the Italian leather chairs facing my desk. Sarah, hold all calls unless it's the Tokyo or London office. Yes, Ms. Winters, Sarah replied through the intercom. And the Bloomberg interview? Push it to tomorrow. Family matters take priority today. I smiled slightly at Mother's reaction to my casual rescheduling of international media. Sophia, Mother began, smoothing her skirt nervously, we've been doing a lot of thinking. I'm sure you have, I replied, pulling up a holographic display of their financial records. Especially after the Mason family canceled Amanda's contract. Amanda flinched. How did you? The Masons are major shareholders in quantum dynamics. Their CEO sits on my board now. They prefer to work with designers who have better connections. That's actually why we're here. Amanda opened her portfolio quickly. I have some fantastic ideas for your corporate offices worldwide. Very tech-forward designs. Amanda, I interrupted gently, I already have an award-winning architectural firm on retainer. But I appreciate the initiative. Mother leaned forward. Darling, we just want to understand. All these years while you thought I was failing, I finished for her. Let's be clear, I never failed. I just succeeded in ways you couldn't understand. I pulled up another holographic display, a family trust document. I've had my legal team draw up a new family arrangement. You'll both receive annual stipends, access to certain company properties, and seats on my charitable foundation's board. Their eyes widened at the figures displayed. However, I said, there are rules. No more humiliating family at galas. No more mocking careers. Business stays at the office, not family dinners. Of course, Mother nodded. Yes, you did, I cut in. But now you have a choice. Leave the past or repeat it. Amanda stared at the numbers. These payments. More than I ever earned. Success isn't always obvious, I smiled. Sometimes it takes a helicopter landing to notice. We're sorry, Sophia, Mother whispered. You should have supported me, I said. But now you can learn, or be left behind. And by the way, I bought the Bellevue Hotel. Good luck booking galas without me. They sat frozen as Sarah entered with contracts. Sign when ready, I told them. My lawyers will explain. After that, we start fresh, with real opportunities this time. Mother picked up the pen, hand shaking. We won't disappoint you again. No, I replied, glancing at my phone's merger alert. You won't. Sarah will show you out. And Mother? Next gala. Tech education for poor kids. No trays involved. As the door closed, I faced my screens again. They had wanted me to be successful. They just never imagined my version of success.